My name is Michael Podolsky, and I'm going to be doing a speech about Let's Make a Deal, making the comparisons when Monty Hall was the host and comparing it to how Wayne Brady does the show today. The original Let's Make a Deal with Monty Hall as the host first debuted on network TV December 30th, 1963. In those first days, they didn't dress up. That came later. I first got started watching Let's Make a Deal in June of 1969, and I enjoyed watching it for 7 years. The show got canceled in July 1976. I saw that last show on TV, I believe it was July 9th, 1976. During the next 33 years, Let's Make a Deal had several syndicated runs, but the show wouldn't return to network TV until CBS brought it back in October 2009. The first show with Wayne Brady as the host debuted on October 5th, 2009, and for about half his first season, the show came from Las Vegas. The word zonk. When Monty Hall did the show, a zonk was confined to what's behind the curtain where Carol Merrill is standing, what's behind the big box, and what's in the small box Jay Stewart is bringing down, also known as a display box then. Today, they are zonk trips. When Monty Hall was the host, all trips shown were real trips. Today there is Zonky Land, Zonky Airlines, a Zonk Cruise, a trip to Planet Zonk, a trip to Zonkville, tickets to the Zonktoner 5 million, a play on words on the Daytona 500, a giant bowl of Zonkios, that's a play on words on Cheerios, a date with Zonkzilla, a play on words on Godzilla, Jonathan Mangum, that's 2 words, man gum, and many others. Now when Monty Hall was the host, they had real animals as zonks. One time in the fall of 1969, on the nighttime version of Let's Make a Deal, they had a real elephant as a zonk. Different world then. Even with Wayne Brady, they had real animals as zonks for about half his first season. A contestant that got sunk getting asked if they want to trade it away for the big deal. Did it ever happen? They always start at the top, the one that's won the most, and work down. When Monty Hall was the host, that did happen on occasion. It was a half-hour show in those days, and 2 people went for the big deal. There was more opportunity for that to happen then. Today, it's impossible for that to happen. It's an hour-long show. More are picked, and only 1 goes for the big deal. The Let's Make a Deal vault. When Monty Hall was the host, it was called the cookie jar, and it had cash in it as well. One time in 1970, a contestant traded away $600 for the door that had the cookie jar, and it only had $444 in it. Monty Hall said, "You traded down from $600 to $444. Music on the show. When Monty Hall did the show, the only music heard was at the beginning and end of the show and when prizes were shown. Today, there is music throughout the show. Cat Gray is on the keyboard. When Monty Hall did the show, that type of technology didn't even exist then. The game cash register. When Monty Hall was the host, he used an old-fashioned cash register. You had to accumulate 500 to win the car. There were 15 keys, 13 of them had cash amounts on it, in either $50 or $100. He had to avoid the no sale ones. With Wayne Brady, he used his cards on the board. There are 15 cards. And he had to accumulate 2,000 to win the car. 13 of them have cash amounts on it in either $200 or $400. One time in 1975, it was during the summer, I remember this like yesterday, Monty Hall picked a couple to play cash register, and on the second or third try, they hit the key and it came up no sale. So Monty Hall said, since you got the no sale one so early, I'll tell you what, if you can find the other no sale key in just one try, I'll still give you that car. So the couple looks to see which key says no sale, hits it, the other no sale came up, and they still won the car. That's happened one time with Wayne Brady. Shortly after Let's Make a Deal came back on the air on CBS, this is maybe about a month or so later, they had Monty Hall as a guest. And he picked a couple. And on the very first one, they picked the one that said Zonk. So Monty Hall said the same thing. I'll tell you what, if you can find the other Zonk in one try, I'll still give you that car. So they looked to see which card might have the Zonk. Picked it, and it was the other Zonk, and they won the car. So now today, when Wayne Brady plays cash register, if the contestant picks the Zonk one in either the first or second try, he'll make the exact same offer Monty Hall did back in 1975. You can find the other Zonk one, I'll still give you that car. Quickie deals at the end of the show. When Monty Hall was the host, only he did the asking. And it was always for an item a person may have in their possession. Today, all three, Wayne, Jonathan, and Tiffany, will each take turns doing the asking. And it may not always be for an item a person may have in their possession. It could be a question and answer, or it could be having that person do a chore. The record for most money won in a quickie deal with Wayne Brady occurred just recent. $3,000, breaking the previous record $2,000 for most money won in a quickie deal at the end of the show. With Monty Hall, and I remember this like yesterday, the record was set in the spring of 1970 on the nighttime version of Let's Make a Deal. Remember the nighttime version? They used to have that as well. And the prices were always more expensive. So Monty Hall said to a person in the audience at the end of the show, show me an address book. For each last name that begins with the letter S, I'll give you $20, up to a maximum of $700. That person won $680. That was a lot of money in 1970. The audience was different when Monty Hall was the host. In those days, you had to be selected from the audience just to make it down to the trading floor. And there were about usually 40 on the trading floor, and Monty Hall would choose from one of those 40 who he wanted to pick as a contestant. The others were out of luck. Today with Wayne Brady, everyone in the audience has a chance, except for those that have been picked before since the show's return. The introduction was different when Monty Hall was the host. This is what the introduction was in those days. These people, dressed as they are, come from all over the country to make deals here in the marketplace of America. Let's make a deal. And now, here's America's favorite, TV's big dealer, Monty Hall. I want to thank you very much for allowing me to do this speech about Let's Make a Deal. Thank you.